What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 245, and we start today's episode off by seeing that Southampton and Chelsea have both rejected bids for Harrison Reed and Andrew Banya, those two English central midfielders. We put in a bid of a couple million plus Illaramendi for those players, but they said no, and that's totally fine for me. They didn't want Illaramendi, and we can't afford to pay their asking prices without Illaramendi being included to sort of soften the fee a little bit, lower the fee a little bit down. So we just said forget about it. Basically, we don't need to get rid of Illaramendi. We don't need to sign one of those players because whoever they are, there'll be a squad player in the reserves. It's just for a bit of change, I guess, and a little bit more quality. But yeah, we don't need to do it, so we might as well just leave it as is. And there you go. And we take on West Bromwich Albion for the first game of today's episode here, taking on one of our former clubs, the club we started a career with, of course, here in the Capital One Cup semi-final first leg. Of course, we are the holders of this competition, and for the most part in this competition, we've been playing backup players, and for the entire games we've been playing, every game we've been playing, we've been using a backup team. But coming into this one, we did decide to start quite a few first team players. There were some fringe players out there, but for the most part, a really strong side. And the first chance fell to us, but that shot was well saved by Joe Hart after a nice passing build up, and then from the corner, Ozil crosses the ball in. It's headed away. Callum Chambers chests it down, but on the volley, strikes it harmlessly over and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in this game, and another good chance here in the 25th minute for us to take the lead as Lassie finds Lazzari here. Lazzari's on the ball for us, and the little Italian plays a great through ball towards Danny Welbeck. Welbeck takes it past Carl Jenkinson, but this was an atrocious finish, and I hold my hands up. I got that one completely wrong. So still goalless going into the break, and to be honest, in the second half, not much was really happening until 20 minutes after the restart when Vargas found Danny Welbeck. Another great chance for the former Manchester United man, but again, the shot was harmlessly off target and put behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, and the final chance fell in stoppage time. Ramsey had space to shoot, but instead found Vargas. He couldn't get a shot away, but it fell to Joel Campbell. Campbell backheeled it towards Welbeck. Welbeck into Vargas. Vargas to Lassie. Lassie shoots. Hart makes the save, and eventually West Brom cleared the ball away. And that was how the game would finish. Arsenal 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. And in a game which promised so much, it failed to deliver, to be honest. That was the best way of putting it. There were so many, times where we had the ball at our feet, and I thought we were going to create a chance. But West Brom kept on closing me down and stopping the final pass from being an easy one into the box. And that's why we couldn't create as much as we wanted to. And that's why it did finish as a stalemate. West Brom barely had a chance in that game at all. And it's safe to say that was not one of the games we'll be looking back on at the end of the series and saying that was one of the best games ever. Still following that, we saw that we had a transfer offer for Rafael da Silva Floro. Pepe's regen, or possibly Pepe's regen, is on his way to Atletico Madrid for a short-term loan, which I'm okay with. And also the English FA did come to us as well and said, would you continue managing the nation? And of course we said yes. There is a World Cup at the end of this season, but I don't think we'll end up playing it. We'll just stop the season after the final games with Arsenal. But yeah, it's just there for show, isn't it? And we may as well stay managing England whilst we still can. But yeah, Da Silva Floro goes to Atletico Madrid on a short-term loan. He wanted to leave the club on loan, get some game time, so I'm totally fine with that. He's actually a really good young centre-back, 77 overall at just 20 years old. I'm confident if we continue this series, he'll grow into a great defender for us, but it's probably not going to continue after this season. As we've already discussed, this is probably going to be the final season. But if we can get some short-term, if we can get some experience on a short-term loan, I'll be okay with that. And we take on QPR for the second and final game of today's episode here as we travel to Loftus Road to take on QPR and Chris Ramsey's men. And the first chance of the game would fall here as Leroy Fer finds Carlo Vicilio. He turns his man and picks out Charlie Austin. Austin turns, plays it back inside towards Vicilio, who does give QPR the lead just 18 minutes in. And, in the previous game against West Brom in the Capital One Cup, West Brom barely had any chances at all. In this game, there's one chance for the opposition, and they score from it just 18 minutes in. Quick little pass inside by Charlie Austin after he was given the ball by Vicilio. He continued his run, got picked out, and he picked out the bottom corner. So Savani is not happy about it. We're not happy about it. It's QPR 1, Arsenal 0, and a really routine goal for them to score. Terrible defending by me, and a simple finish. So 1-0 to QPR in this game. Just a couple minutes later, though, we won ourselves a free kick and a great chance to equalise here, and Banyang was standing over it. It was a really sort of close range free kick, just 19 yards out, so I didn't really fancy my chances of getting it up and over the wall. But regardless, Niang was standing over it. He's already scored quite a few free kicks in his career, a couple this season actually for Arsenal as well. So Niang is standing over this free kick, a great chance to make it 1-1 and equalise just a couple minutes later. He's actually 20 yards out, not 19 yards out. Ramsey comes to help out with a free kick as well, runs over the ball, makes the wall jump, gives Niang a better chance of scoring. He does manage to get it over the wall, but it goes just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0 in this game. But in the 33rd minute here, QPR passing the ball around really nicely, and Leroy Fer finds Matty Phillips. Back inside towards Hoylett. Hoylett finds Leroy Fer, who goes to shoot, and it's a good stop by Carl Carboni, and the Italian goalkeeper turns it behind for a corner. So good save there, and still 1-0. But just a couple minutes later here, QPR on the ball, and as Gardner finds Leroy Fer, he strikes it from just inside the area and finds the back of the net and makes it QPR 2, Arsenal 0. So 36.5 minutes in, we are 2 goals down away here at Loftus Road. A real surprise because, you know, QPR aren't a bad side at all, and they usually do pretty well on FIFA. But, you know, to be 2 goals down in the first half in this game, you know, we were expected to win this game, not just be, you know, level at half time, for example. To know we were probably going to be 2 goals down was terrible. I have to say, though, I think Carboni should have saved it. It was his near post, and the Dutch midfielder managed to sneak it in there and make it 2-0. So I think the goalkeeper should have saved it, but regardless, it is 2-0 to QPR. And from a kickoff, we tried to respond directly as Niang comes forward here. He takes it around his man with a scoop turn and strikes it from just outside the area, and it whistles just off target and behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0. And just a couple minutes after the restart here, with QPR still leading 2-0 going into the second half, we won ourselves another close range free kick, and again Niang was standing over it. A great chance to make it 2-1 here and get ourselves back into the game just a couple minutes after the restart. This time I tried not to curl it over the wall and into the top corner, but instead try and catch the goalkeeper at his near post and smash it into the top corner, and Niang was just a whisker away from making it QPR 2, Arsenal 1. I drilled the shot in with the L1 in circle, and as you can see on the replay, look at how close this is. Goalkeeper looks like he's got it covered, but as you can see, there's so little space for him to squeeze it in, but he almost did. Still, QPR 2, Arsenal 0. But in the 63rd minute here, QPR win themselves a corner. Stephen Corker finds Leroy Fer, who scored their second goal. We failed to deal with it, and Carboni, who really should have saved the second goal, I felt, for QPR, doesn't really do a good job here either. And Leroy Fer gets his second goal of the game, makes it QPR 3, Arsenal 0. And in this game, we've gone into complete meltdown. But 2 of the goals, I feel like the goalkeeper has to take the blame for. As you can see, that header was really soft. It takes a bounce. It's going towards Carboni, and he pushes it straight to Leroy Fer, who heads it into the open goal. If you can't catch it, at least try and push it away and out for a corner or clear down the sides, not straight to an opposition player who's only got a few yards between him and the empty goal. Leroy Fer makes it QPR 3, Arsenal 0, and we were having an absolute mare. And in the 75th minute here, Niang went pretty close. His shot was well saved by the goalkeeper though, but as QPR failed to clear the ball away, as you can see, we win it back eventually with Sonny Mari Williams. He picks out Eduardo Vargas. Vargas plays it through towards Mbai Niang. Another great chance for him here, and again it's Baumann with another brilliant save and keeping it 3-0. So great 2 saves in quick succession there for the goalkeeper, and it is still 3-0. And how about this in the 83rd minute? Vargas plays a good through ball towards Niang, who goes through. The goalkeeper Baumann comes out, takes it round Niang, dribbles round him, kicks it forward. Garbutt wins it, and Sterling off the bench tries to lob the goalkeeper from halfway line. It hits the bar, then Baumann spills it. QPR with some comical defending eventually get the ball away, and it is still 3-0 to QPR. But as you can see, from that they gave it away themselves. Sterling wins it back, plays it inside towards Niang, and this time Niang makes it 3-1. So some absolutely comical, just a comical passage of play really. And as you can see, Niang does wrap this off and make it QPR 3, Arsenal 1. So we are back in this game with just a few minutes to go. So a possible late chance for us to try and grab ourselves a point in this game. We defended horribly, hadn't really done the business at all in front of goal either, but finally we got ourselves the first goal of the game for us, and it's QPR 3, Arsenal 1. Still surprised that Sterling almost scored from that halfway line there, trying to lob the goalkeeper, but it was 3-1. And from kickoff here, QPR come forward trying to grab themselves a 4th goal, and as Beckles goes down the left hand side, he finds Hoylett down the left hand side, takes it around Callum Chambers, then plays it back towards their centre back Corker. He picks out Adel Tarat, and as you can see, Tarat wins it back, plays it inside towards Charlie Austin. Sarr lunges in, he's just trying to block the shot. Basically, he's not going for a tackle, he's trying to block the shot. Austin does shoot though, he puts it wide. However, Sarr's follow through catches Charlie Austin, who goes down, and the referee gives a penalty. So it's one of those where, you know, you're not trying to tackle, you're actually trying to block the shot, but the follow through catches the man after the shot. But the referee has more than enough reasons to deem that a penalty, so I couldn't really complain. So a great chance for QPR to make it 4-1 in this game and compile even more misery on us and our goalkeeper Carboni. It's going to be Charlie Austin from the spot against Carboni, who was already having a pretty bad game up until this point anyway, and it just gets worse because Austin chips the penalty down the middle and Carboni loses his footing and falls backwards. And it's not the first time this has happened. It happened in the Copa del Rey final in my club and country series with Ruben Blanco against Atletico Madrid, and it happens here as well. The penalty is chipped down the middle, and yes, I know there's a little bit of it's not swerve, it's just not right down the middle, if you will. It's a little bit to Carboni's left, as you can see, but even so, when I'm flicking up on the stick, you'd expect my goalkeeper to be able to at least just pluck that ball out of the air that's going at about 2 miles an hour and just have a simple save, but he doesn't. He falls backwards, and Carboni at fault for 2 goals. Maybe you can put him at fault for that one as well. Still, it's QPR 4, Arsenal 1, and the misery continues here. What a terrible game. It was really weird. It was such a bizarre bizarre game because QPR, they were pretty much on all-out attack since the 50th minute mark, and they were always just, you know, lacking players and lacking bodies at the back, and that's why Niang went forward in the 90th minute, had so much space, and eventually put the ball past the goalkeeper and made it 4-2. So another goal for us here, and possibly another chance for us to get ourselves back in the game. But we were in stoppage time. It was virtually the last kick of the game, to be honest, and it did finish QPR 4, Arsenal 2. So a ridiculous game. So many bizarre incidents happening. It really was. But even so, we do lose the game by 4-2. It's only our second defeat in the Premier League, but that's too many if we want to win this Premier League and do it in style. But regardless, that does end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, as it's much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.